Hello everyone, I'm glad you could join me for today's lesson. So this unit is going to tie in a bit to our previous one on natural disasters. So as you know, we've spent the last few days talking about the different types of natural disasters, how they're formed, and the impacts they have on the environment. But what we haven't really talked about is what happens after the natural disaster occurs. So as you have probably seen, natural disasters can be quite devastating to ecosystems. But what you may have also noted is that this damage isn't permanent. Habitats may alter a bit after a natural disaster, but they eventually, through the passage of time, recover. This natural process of habitat and ecosystem restoration is called succession, and there are two main types of succession: primary and secondary. The first type, primary succession, like its name implies, happens first and occurs when organisms populate an area for the first time. One of the main characteristics of primary succession is that since it's a new area, there is no soil present, so it begins with bare rock. So what are some examples of primary succession? Since again, it's the colonization of new habitats, some of the main examples occur where there is new land created, such as a lava flow or a volcanic eruption that creates a new island. Glacial retreat also creates new exposed land for primary succession to occur in. However, not all occurrences of primary succession occur on new land formations. They can also follow particularly catastrophic events, such as the Cretaceous Paleogene extinction event, the one that killed the dinosaurs, that was caused by an asteroid striking the Earth. Now, just because the land starts off barren in primary succession doesn't mean that it will never be inhabited. Pioneer species are the first hardy species to colonize a new ecosystem and are crucial to beginning the lengthy process of ecological succession. Pioneer species are usually simple organisms, but they do get a big advantage when they're the first to show up, and that's very little competition. Examples of pioneer species include algae, mosses, lichens, protists, bacteria and fungi, as well as small invertebrates such as earthworms. And while vertebrates generally are not considered pioneer species, there are some notable exceptions, such as the natterjack toad. Here's a diagram that better depicts the whole span of primary succession. You can see here where it starts with the bare rock and pioneer species at the early stages and develops fully into a climax community, which is just a fancy way of saying that that area has reached a steady state. It should also be noted that this process in no way simply develops overnight. Primary succession can take hundreds or even thousands of years to occur. Now, the outcome of a primary successional landscape was to build or rebuild soil, which is formed over time when pioneer species grow, die, and decompose. Secondary succession, which is a second type of ecological succession, can only occur when there is soil already in place. So what does this mean? Well, for starters, it tells us that secondary succession occurs after a disturbance or the removal of a pre-existing community. Some examples of secondary succession include natural disasters, such as forest fires and flooding, but it also enables habitats to recover from man-made ecological disturbances, such as logging. It can also occur after agricultural processes or when a disease wipes out an area's pre-existing population. It should also be noted that since secondary succession already begins with soil in place, it takes significantly less time for it to occur when compared to primary succession. Again, primary succession can take hundreds, if not thousands of years. However, secondary succession can be seen happening in as little as a few days, weeks, or months. In the following slide, I have attached a short video showing secondary succession in action after a forest fire. Thank you guys for watching, and I look forward to seeing all of you in class.